years and 2 months. If you do the math, it doesn't add up. The day Forrest started running was on October 1st, 1979, which was the day that President Carter collapsed due to heat exhaustion. Forrest got the letter from Jenny a year and a half from that event. We know this because you can hear the news of Nam during wartime. The Martin Luther King scene. In the movie, Forrest meets several historical icons. There was one scene that featured Martin Luther King, but it was cut. In the film, the police released German shepherds on King and his supporters. Forrest, who was standing nearby, distracted one of the dogs with a game of fetch. In the end, the scene was cut because it was believed to be in bad taste and didn't do justice to the problems of racial inequality. If you buy the collector's edition DVD, you can see the deleted scene.
Forrest Gump.
Other actors were considered for the role of Forrest. When the movie was being cast, Tom Hanks wasn't the only name that casting directors threw around. They considered John Travolta, Chevy Chase, and Bill Murray for the role. They all turned it down, and it went to Tom Hanks. This is a decision they're probably all regretting. It's a good thing Tom was cast because it's impossible to picture anyone else in the role. Kurt Russell had an uncredited role. Kurt Russell is an incredible actor, and he had a role in Forrest Gump. He wasn't seen on camera and didn't even appear in the credits. Kurt's role in the film was lending his voice to Elvis when he sang. The reason he was chosen to sing as Elvis is likely because he played Elvis in the 1979 made-for-television movie Elvis. Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel was only 4 years old. He was so young, he didn't really understand what was happening around him. He knew that he was playing Forrest Gump, so he thought that he was the star of the movie. Forrest Gump helped Haley Joel's career greatly because he went on to star in The Sixth Sense, where he was the star of the film. He also landed a role in Pay It Forward. The Medal of Honor. There's a scene in the movie where Lyndon B. Johnson gives Forrest the Medal of Honor for saving his entire platoon in Vietnam. To get the scene, the crew used footage that already existed. During a 1986 ceremony, Sammy L. Davis received the Medal of Honor for his time in Vietnam. The special effects team swapped Sammy's face with Tom's, and it really looked like Forrest was face-to-face with the president. Turning down the role of Bubba. When casting the role of Bubba, plenty of actors were considered. Ice Cube was one of them, but he said he wasn't comfortable playing a character who was disabled. Dave Chappelle was offered the role, and he didn't think the movie would be a success, and he didn't want to waste his time. Boy, was he wrong. David Alan Grier was also offered the role, but he turned it down as well. When the film killed it at the box office, the actors who turned down the role were likely kicking themselves. Forrest's mother. Sally Field gave an incredible appearance as Forrest's mother. The character was loving and always gave her son the best advice. Sally Field isn't old enough to be Forrest's mother, because she's only about 10 years older than Tom Hanks. Even though she wasn't old enough to be his mother, Sally did an incredible job. She was completely believable. Working with the flu. Actors cannot call in sick to work the way that an average person can. When Tom Hanks shot the football running scene, he was sick with the flu. Being the professional he was, Tom didn't let it stop him from shooting the scene. In the end, you never would have known he was sick. Jenny's death. At the end of the film, Jenny dies. They never say exactly how she died. Some people believe that she died from AIDS because her death took place during the AIDS crisis in the United States. Finally, the Forrest Gump producer reveals what Jenny died from. It turns out that as a result of her IV drug use, Jenny died from hepatitis C. Which fact was most surprising to you? Let us know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe to Facts First for more great videos.